So we're gearing up for ski season, and to celebrate I want to share with you the 2 most common ski technique problems that we tend to see that end up causing pain and injury. So problem number 1 is all to do with pelvis position, specifically being in too much posterior pelvic tilt. So posterior pelvic tilt is this position where the belly's tight and firm, the back's flat, the hips are rolled back and the tailbone's tucked under. People often end up in posterior pelvic tilt because they think they're doing themselves a favour. They think that's how they turn on their core. It might be how they've been taught to ski, it might be how they train in the gym, or simply they spend a lot of time sitting down. The problem with posterior pelvic tilt though is it's not how we turn on our core. The muscles that you feel tight when you're in this position are your superficial abs. They're not the ones that you want to be using when you're skiing all day, and in fact they tend to make the deep core, which we do want to be using, quite weak. It also makes it difficult to use your glutes and quads effectively, and as a result can contribute to a lot of back pain, hip pain, knee and even shin pain when you're skiing. Conversely, the position that you do want to be in when you're skiing is one of neutral pelvic tilt. So from this tucked under position, we want to relax the belly, relax the bum, roll the hips forward, stick out the stomach and make an arch in the lower back. This position of neutral pelvic tilt enables our hips, knees and ankles to work nicely together like a spring, which means that we can absorb impact, undulations in the snow, and will help us lean into our turns. It's also good for helping us keep our upper body up. The second most common problem that we see is to do with weight distribution in the feet and is also related to that pelvis position. If you notice that you're a bit of a backseat rider, I'd ideally check this pelvis first, because when we sit in posterior pelvic tilt, the weight straight away comes back into the heels, whereas when we're in this neutral pelvic tilt, we can rock forward and find that nice spring. Now the weight being forward in the feet is exactly that, in the whole front of the foot, which means ball of the foot and through all the toes. We also want the weight to be evenly dispersed inside to outside, big toe to little toe. So if you notice that you tend to be on the outside of your feet, or conversely on the inside of your feet, the quickest way to change that is to spread your toes. Push down into your toes, even think about standing up from your toes. Now, one of the biggest barriers we tend to find to good foot and toe use when we're skiing is when ski boots are fitted too small. What we ideally want is those toes spreading to support us, but if your ski boots are fit too small and you're having to curl them up, that's going to put you into your back seat. So if you're having problems with getting that weight forward through your feet, check your boots, make sure you've got room for your toes to do what they need to do. The last thing I want to add is that if you are someone who tends to stand with your feet turned out, feet wide, or conversely with your feet turned in, you're probably going to find it quite uncomfortable to be on your skis all day, because in skiing we want that nice train track, feet forward position. The good news is that these positions of feet turned out and feet turned in aren't genetic. They're just to do with the balance of muscle strength in your legs and will be a result of how you've been training or living today. It means that we can change them. So if you're one of these people, or if you have other pains or problems that are getting in your way on the ski hill, try these couple of little changes. Otherwise, give us a call and we'll figure out the last few things that we need specifically for your body so you feel good. Have a great season.